The number one reason traders take losses when they didn't actually have to is when they don't understand how to tell the difference between a choppy market and a trending market. So today I'm going to show you guys exactly what I look for before market opens to understand if market might be choppy today or if we might get a trending day. This is going to be one of the most important decisions you make for that particular day as a day trader, because when the market opens up, your bias is going to obviously kick in to see if you're going to go long or short. But if the market is choppy and you're not able to time that, what's going to happen is you're going to get faked out in a lot of those trades. Now, the last couple of weeks, market has been full of these fake outs. You have a market where it's going up and then all of a sudden everything looks perfect, and then boom, you have a reversal. And then same thing from the bottom up, and a lot of people have been focusing a lot on those reversals rather than momentum. So being able to identify this before market opens is going to give you a very high edge into catching high probability trades. I'll show you guys on a chart exactly what to look for, but before we get into that, there are three very important things that you have to pay attention to, especially as an options trader before market opens. The first thing is, what was the overnight range? Did the market gap up? Did it gap down? Is it moving in an inside day? Those things are going to help us determine what key levels we need to look at in order to see some clean price action. Second is going to be the VIX level. So what VIX is, it's a fear indicator that helps us options traders understand if there's more fear in the market. And as VIX moves higher and higher, that causes the option premiums to be priced much higher as well. Now, VIX does have a very large impact on how options move. So if this is something you guys don't have a great understanding of, comment the word VIX below and I'll make a video specifically all around how to trade options using VIX. And then the third thing is the key levels, right? Where the market is opening up. Is it opening up in a range bound key level? Is it opening up further away from any key level? These three things are going to help you determine if you need to be taking any trades at the open or if you need to wait to see if the market is going to be choppy or not. So before I show you guys the chart, there are two types of trades that you can kind of go after when these 2 days come up. Basically, when there's a choppy day, what most traders go for is they fade the range, meaning when the stock kind of spikes up, they'll look to fade that, meaning they play reversals. And when it spikes down, they'll look for reversals on the upside. When there's a trending day, people look to trade for momentum. This is where you usually have the highest return, because when it's choppy, you're fading the reversals and you're pretty much just scalping. Me personally, I'm not really a fan of that. I would rather stay out of the market and not take any trades than try to fade the range, because in my opinion, that's not worth the risk, because you're just making 10, maybe 15% return. And on the opposite side, when there's a trending day, you have a much better opportunity. So I would much rather wait for that opportunity than to trade the fades. So now let me put all of this in perspective and show you guys on a chart exactly what you need to look for. So here's an example of SPY's chart, right? Let's say this is what you're looking at pre-market, right? You guys can see we have two dark pool orders that came in pre-market roughly around 650.30 range. And we made a high roughly around 650, 753. The low of that after hour pre-market level is going to be around 649.50. So the first thing I want to determine is if we are in that pre-market high and low range. Within this range, I try not to take any trades, because this is a very high sign that we're most probably going to have a very volatile open. In simple words, we're going to have a very choppy open. So typically what I do when I have a market like this is I draw those levels out. You take that high, take that low, right? You draw that out, and what I want to look for is a candle closing. So if it's the 5 or 15 minute, that particular time frame, I want to see the candles closing into that wick zone, right? So as we have an open, you guys can see we push up, we're not really able to close into that wick zone. We reject, we come right back down. We're not able to get into the lower wick zone as well. We pretty much stay within this range. Once the first 15 to 30 minutes have passed, this is where you start to understand a better story about which direction and if the market is going to be clean or not. So far, you guys can see high of the day is 656, low of the day is roughly around 653. The cleanest candles were the first 4 candles. You have the upside, you have that pullback, and we come at 653. And as we make our way back up, right, there's no follow through. This is a lack of follow through. So what does this tell me? So far, market has been not clean. We're in a range, we're not breaking out. If we were to break out, what is it that I want to look for? So My main thing to look for is going to be a close into this range and a close into this range. This would give me a signal that, all right, we are going for that pre-market high or pre-market low level. And this could give me an early entry into that. But leading into these two zones, what I want is candles to look like the first four candles. If price action looks something like this, where volume is all over the place, so you guys can compare, see the first two candles volume, right, versus the volume that comes in on these candles here, where there's lack of follow through, a lot of wicks. This is not a good price action that a day trader who's going after momentum is looking for. What we want is candles to look like this, but obviously continuation, right? So when you have price action like this, have a rule that you have to wait for it to close outside of that range. And leading up to that range, there needs to be cleaner follow-throughs. If the follow-through is not clean, then that means that most probably you're not going to get the best return, especially in options. Now, if you're trading futures and you're trading ES, this type of price action is not going to affect you that much because, you know, you have a TP, you have a stop loss, there's no theta, there's no IV. None of the option Greeks are going to affect your premiums because in futures, you don't have that. So when you have a setup like this for futures, you can hold this as long as your stop loss is in place, you'll most probably be able to make money. But in options, if you're trading 0DT, weekly contracts, these pullbacks are going to actually cause you to lose value and not get the best return. Now, remember earlier on in this video, I mentioned the word VIX. So usually what happens is VIX, if price action is moving very slow on the upside, typically what happens is VIX is moving towards the opposite side, right? As market moves higher and higher, VIX moves lower and lower. Now, VIX is connected with your option contract, which means when VIX rises, your option contract value rises. When VIX decreases, the value of your option contract also decreases. So in this case, even though price is moving up, your calls should essentially be moving higher as well. But if VIX is moving more aggressively while SPY is having all these pullbacks, guess what's going to happen? Your premiums are not going to move that well. So even though you might have 657s and we're finally above 657s, all of these pullbacks leading into 657 are going to cause the premiums to be very volatile. That may cause you to get faked out. That may cause you to get stopped out very early on, and you might end up closing the trade out way too early. So during these days, what I usually wait for is for a breakout, a retest off that pre-market high or pre-market level. And when it tries to retest and continue in that direction, this is where I usually go after it. You guys can see volume is not that great. We break out, come right back, and it's not the best follow through. You have much better follow through on the downside of that rejection rather than the upside. So a day like this is how you avoid getting caught in a choppy day. Now, how do you identify if it's a trending day? So let's go on to the next day. So same exact idea. You take that pre-market high, you take that pre-market low or after hours, keeping that in mind as well. We look at the first 5 to 10 minutes of price action, right? Comparing it to previous, the first 5 candles, what is happening? You break out, we come right back, and then we come for that 15-minute range break, right? You guys see this? We break out of here and we see that follow through. So this is the previous day's range. I'm going to remove that, and you guys can see the big difference between a trending market versus a choppy market is one that breaking out of that pre-market level. You guys see break, retest, holds, and then look at that volume spike into that 657, a very clean follow through. Even if you didn't take the trade here, earlier on in the day, it is much cleaner than the previous day. So going back to this, we break out, come right back, and then when it comes back to retest that level, horrible price action, right? Wicks, meaning indecisiveness, no follow through, lack of volume, versus today or the following trading day, you do get that pullback, but then when we have that pullback into that range, volume is very, very consistent. You have that slight issue around 650 level because that is a key level. You have sellers and buyers going at it. Once we finally take over, look at that aggressive volume kicking in. There was also news involved here as well, but this is how you take trades on a trending day versus a choppy day. So typically whenever there's a choppy day, I try to avoid and I make sure that I don't take more than 3 trades, especially if I have back-to-back red trades. Then I usually just walk, or I wait much longer between the next trade. Usually when we have a trending day like this, and let's say you're green on every single one of the trades you've taken, after the 3rd trade, I usually size down just so that I don't give any of the profits back. But following this criteria has helped me a lot, avoiding choppy price action. I go into defensive mode whenever I see market being as choppy as the previous day, as I showed you guys. And whenever market shows more possibility of a trending day, I usually take advantage of that and I hold my winning trades until I get stopped out. And that mindset of being defensive on choppy day and then getting aggressive when market is breaking out helps me actually have a much higher win to loss ratio. I hope this video was helpful, guys. Comment below what other topics I should cover, and if you don't have a great understanding of how VIX affects the option premiums, comment that as well and I'll make a video specifically on that topic.